Hello everyone, my name is Katie of the Greenland Quilter channel, and it looks like I'm the only one here tonight. So I guess I'll be talking to myself. Anyhow, I will be working on my Moda Blockheads Block 8. I have discovered that this block is actually a lot of fun. It's going together easy. I don't think that there's much trouble with it. I like the fact that Sherry McConnell did such a good job with the instructions. I think that it works pretty well. And so we're going to just continue on with this. Okay, so the first thing I thought I would do is show you that I got another Sweetwater quilt label package today or yesterday. So I'm going to just go ahead and show it to you now. And this is what this go around looks like. It's pretty cool. I really like the quilt labels. I'm enjoying them a lot. So that's from Sweetwater, and this is called the Tagged Quilt Label Club. I hope everybody's had a good week, and I hope you have a good weekend as well. Okay, so I'm just going to continue on with what I'm working on. So first we'll talk about the block. It's called Sandcastle. It's block number 8. The Sandcastle block comes together with quarter square triangles and flip corner units, creating a balanced flowing look that echoes the soft curves and crisp edges of a well-built sandcastle. Its versatile design works equally well in soft, neutral, or bold, vibrant shades, making it an adaptable addition to any quilt. Okay. This is sad. No one's here. Okay, let's just go ahead and do this. So I took my scanner and I blew up the block so that I could get a better idea of how to do this block. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and sew. So basically what you're doing is you're sewing quarter squares together, and you're also doing a snowball up here, or a flip and stitch, whichever you want to call it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and get everything ready to go. As you see, I just flipped this over. I didn't want to do it that direction, so let's do it the way I've been doing it. So we're going to do it in this direction, flip it this way, and then we'll put it through the machine, and I'm just going to keep on going. I hope everyone's having a good day. Okay, we're doing it this way. If this is going to be a thing for tomorrow, I might as well cancel tomorrow. Hey, Lori. So I'll get these two together, and we'll cut them apart. How are you doing today, Lori? Hey, Andrea. Yeah. The Nightbot got a crown. That is hilarious. This is the first time I've seen this in my channel, though. But anyway, I'm working on the Moda Blockheads Block 8 Sandcastles. That's good. Oops, I need to clip these ears off before I open the seam. Okay, now I like to sew my seams open so I can get a good alignment with all these seams coming together like they do. Okay, so we are going to, so now that you've seen that I've sewn these two quarter triangles together, I'll put it back over here so you can see it. So now we have all these quarter triangles that we need to sew together. So we're going to start out by, and what I'll do is I'll probably go around until I get to this end of it, and then I'll come across and do the middle. I hope it's not like this tomorrow, Andrea, or I might as well cancel the live. This is my usual time of doing lives. I'm surprised no one's here. So what I'm doing is I'm pinning corner to corner so I can get that set, and then I will align these two seams that there's a seam, they're parallel, and I want to make sure that they're lined up together so that when I sew them together, they will be straight. Okay, let's get this one in the machine. Okay, then we're going to do this next one. I know, Andrea. See, Saturdays is normally my live anyway. And the 12 hours to celebrate my second anniversary. So people can come and go. But I can't compete with Tiffany. So my live tomorrow will probably bomb. Okay, Lori. Stay safe. Okay, Sherry. Thanks.
My brother was trying to call me. My brother was trying to call me. I had to put him on disconnect. How's everybody doing?
There's no one here. Well, now there's 3 people.
They'll get here. It's always just a little bit slow. Andrea's here. Hi, Andrea.
Hi, Jean.
Oh, let me turn this one down. Wait, I'll turn this one down. I'll keep this one on.
You still got family?
I'm out in the heat. I'm in the sauna room.
You still have family?
Huh?
You still have family over?
They left yesterday.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, yesterday morning, and I got a message from her saying that just about 20 minutes ago that they got in and home about an hour and a half ago. I was worn out. But, I think you know that we sold our RV.
Yeah, you told me.
Did you know that? So during this whole time, we're packing the RV up on my sister's here. John and I went the night before she was supposed to arrive, and I got most of my stuff out of the inside, and we got that done. But he had all the stuff on the compartment side to do. And so on Sunday, my son-in-law came with his trailer and his pickup truck, took the deck apart because it's in sections, and he was going to, my son-in-law, we gave the deck to him, all the other stuff. And we have a little golf cart here. We need to put it on Marketplace and put it up for sale, but we're done now. And now it's like I got so worn out.
I can imagine.
Oh,
hi Enid, and hi Mary Jean.
You too, because you've been working, haven't you? Those cruises. Didn't you do some cruises?
I did a cruise Tuesday.
Yeah, you said it was just crazy.
Well, it was because I had 2 tannery tours, and the first group was supposed to be 25, and the second group I think was supposed to be 22. And then I only ended up with 14 on the first group, but when on our way to the tannery, I got stopped by someone on a backhoe, and he said that I wasn't supposed to bring the tourists in there. And I'm like, excuse me, but we're going to Great Greenland. Well, the road is closed. I said, then you need to call my boss because I don't know anything about it. So I went ahead and I took him to Great Greenland, and I called Bitsy on my way there to tell her what was going on. Bitsy's my boss. And stop. I'm not in the mood. Anyway, when I told her what was going on, she's like, what? I said, yeah. And she's like, oh my gosh. So she called the tannery to find out if the tannery knew what was going on. And by the time I got my my group about halfway through the tannery, Bitsy called me. And she told me that I was going to have to, when I take the tourists out, normally I don't take them out. Normally, once I hit the shop, I leave them in the shop and I go wait for the next group. And then I take them on through. I don't walk back to get the second group because she always sends someone to bring that group to me so that I don't have to do extra hard work to save my energy, because normally that's how,
Right.
And I had already got off to a bad start because I couldn't get a taxi again for the second time in the last 2 weeks. I don't know what's going on with our taxi service, but I like to save my energy for touring.
Yeah.
So I got halfway through and she told me that I was going to have to walk all the group all the way back the long way around. And that meant going up a 60, I don't know, it's like this steep, like that, about steep like that. So we had to go up this incline and then go all the way around and come back down another incline. And then, Nora, get off my foot pedal.
What's it so, Mom?
And so when I got down to the harbor with the first group, the second group never left. They were supposed to already have left and I should have been passing them because she was sending another person to do the second tour. Well, because she didn't leave, I ended up having to go up the incline, around, back down the incline, through the tannery, back up the incline, back all the way around.
Oh, my.
So I was done by the time I left.
Yeah.
And it wasn't my boss's fault. We have no idea what was going on or why the road was closed.
They should have known that there was tourists gonna be coming in there, you know.
I knew.
And
I
they needed to let you guys know so you could have had, I mean, they could have done a ATV for you or ABT, whatever they're called, the all-terrain
Yeah.
vehicle for you to go up or use.
See, sometimes what happens with groups is you know, when you have a big cruise ship, I don't know how many tenders those ships actually have, but only 2 tenders can port with that. I don't even know what that's called. We call it King's Bridge, but it's called, I don't know exactly what you call it, but 2 tenders can actually park, one on one side and one on the other side if they need to do it that way. But normally I only ever see one unloading and another sitting in the harbor waiting its turn. And so they go back and forth. So sometimes because they do it like that, it causes my groups for the tannery, especially, or for city tour, to be late. And when they're late, then everything else lags behind it, getting me further behind and me working longer hours without a break. And that's where I end up getting really tired because I don't have time to go to the bathroom.
Oh, that's
eat lunch. So I started work. I started work at I had to be at work at 8:30. I have to be there 30 minutes before a tour starts. The tour started at 9. I worked 5 hours, no lunch, nothing.
Yeah, that's not good.
So I was starving by the time I left there, but I didn't care. I came home and went to sleep. I didn't even bother to eat.
Oh, let me see. Someone in here I saw earlier had said it was good to see you live.
Hey, Joyce. Hey, Cindy. Hello, Brenda. Anyone else I missed?
Oh, yeah. Cindy says that she's in Florida and it's 97 degrees there. So she's staying inside, keeping cool. So she says, Katie, you are so glad you're on live.
Hey, I know 97 is very hot for Florida. Did you guys get a tropical low pass over Florida and get in the Gulf Coast? Or did it dissipate and it's not going to hit Louisiana? What's the deal with that? Have any updates?
I have no idea. I haven't
Because
watched
last I heard it was, last I saw it was supposed to make landfall in Louisiana as I think it's a tropical storm.
That'll mess them up because they're not used to anything that's near. Oh, Louisiana. I thought you said Indiana.
No,
I thought, whoa, it's going to be hard on them.
It was a tropical low that was off the east coast of Florida, and it crossed over Florida and got back into the Gulf, and then it wouldn't have I don't think it was supposed to have enough time to strengthen because it was going to make landfall somewhere in Louisiana, but I just didn't know where.
Wow. Oh, Alvin, Texas. Andrea says, well, she says, exclamation, weather Alvin, Texas. So,
Oh, I'm glad y'all remembered how to use that. Yeah, there's my bot has a thing where you can type in exclamation.
oh,
So what you
okay.
do is you type exclamation weather and where you live or somewhere. If you don't want to use your town,
Cool.
use the next best closest place, and it'll tell you the weather. Like, watch what happens when I put my town in.
Well, I'm gonna try. We're all gonna try.
And so
I know
it.
it's hot.
Let's see, what is my? So my laptop says it's 51 degrees outside.
It's warm in your area.
It's been raining for 2 days. See, it says 48, but that's at the airport. We're down here
Okay.
on the lake. So we're down here on the lake, so it's warmer down here.
Humidity 82%, so that makes it pretty.
Yeah, it's been raining for a couple days.
It didn't work with me. I must have done
Try
something
again.
wrong.
It's because I asked before you did, so try again.
Okay.
Oh, you got to put the name of your town too, or somewhere
Oh,
close to you.
that's what the problem is.
Yeah, city and state, or city and state. Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
All one word, or do I go ahead
Do you
and
have a see how I did it with mine? There's a space between the
okay, that's
city
what
and
I
the
wondered.
country. Yeah.
Okay.
And Mary G says weather for Salem is 86 degrees. The wind is blowing from the west northwest at 9 miles an hour, and the current humidity is wow, they're very dry. Weather, Clayton, North Carolina. Let's see if it there it is. See, he gave it to you now.
Yep. But it didn't tell us what the temperature feels like. It feels like 107, they said today.
Wow. That's probably because of that humidity. Look at that.
Yeah,
You don't have a high humidity though. It says 56%.
I know, but it's hot, just plain hot.
95, yeah, 93 degrees is freaking hot.
Well, if you're 51, are you 51? When you say that, it's Celsius and Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit, I don't give you all
Okay.
Celsius because then I have to do the Google thing.
I was gonna say it would be really hot if it was
Yeah, I have to
51
do the Google
Celsius.
thing. If most people won't take the time and go look themselves.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, let me move this out of the way. All right, so now I got the center left to do. I've been sore since Tuesday though. Everything's sore.
Well, all that walking different levels.
Yeah, I did like 10,000 steps
Oh
uh
my.
Tuesday.
Well, I thought I'd try to be out here, though if it gets too bad, I've been out for a while, so my body's accustomed to it now. So I'll go in. But I thought about putting my sewing machine out here, but it's too hot.
Uh-oh. Joyce says I have to go because there's uninvited people who showed up at her house.
Oh no.
Yikes. I know that feeling, man. It's like, go away. Nora, you gotta get off my pedal. You're gonna make me have an accident over here.
Yeah, I didn't for a week. Well, I won't say I didn't, but I really didn't get any sewing done. I didn't do any YouTubing because my sister's not into that. So I didn't want to spend my time doing all that and not being
Yeah,
around
I
her.
understand. Yep, I understand that.
And but they did go to the beach and I didn't go. And the day that they went to the beach, there was a little quilt that, well, I sent 3 quilts back with them, but there was one that I hadn't made, but binding was going on it, and it looked like it was shredding the fabric in the back towards the binding. And I was going to give it to my niece, who is 10 because it was, it was just one that it didn't matter, except I noticed that. I said,
Yeah.
I can't give that to her. So what I did on that day, I decided I'm trimming that down. I trimmed it down, made a smaller border, put a new binding on it, put it on the long arm because all they had done is do tack down stitches on their sewing machine.
Mm-hmm.
I put it on the long arm, pinned it in on, and I did a dragonfly design for her. So I ended up making it partly
Ah,
for me because I told her, I says, when you're older, I says, you can have one of my main quilts. I said,
yeah.
I'll make sure you get one. But at 10 for her, I just knew that. But I was glad to be able to give her
Yeah.
one and repair that.
Unless she's a mature 10-year-old.
Yeah, she is. She is. She's the only child, but not very responsible, I think. But not ready for a next more expensive quilt. So
Yeah.
anyway, this month I was able to rehome 5 quilts
Oh,
that
nice.
I've done.
That's
Three,
cool.
yeah, 3 went to with my sister. So that would have been for her, her daughter, which is my niece, and then the 10-year-old is my great niece.
Yeah.
So, and then when we went up to Ohio, our neighbors watched our little dog, and they wouldn't accept any money. And it was her mother-in-law and her that had watched her at their house. And so I gave them each a small quilt. So
Andrea says, now that more people are here, I am going back to sewing. I am trying to finish up that quilt I showed you last week. Getting sick slowed me down, or it would have been a finish. I will be watching though. Okay, Andrea.
I'm gonna have to end up taking this call here a second. I don't know how to do this.
You're gonna have to what?
I'm gonna have to take a call.
Oh,
I'm leaving and I'm coming back, okay?
okay. One of the things, there was a couple things I was going to point out about these blocks. You will have to trim down all the hourglasses, but once you get the blocks made, it's really easy to trim them down, and there's not an excessive amount. It's like an eighth on every side. So Sherry McConnell did a really good job of doing this, where you didn't have to trim too much off, but you do have to trim them down so that they fit these smaller blocks. Oh, I forgot to take the ears off of this one, darn it. And I've knocked my pins off on the floor twice today. Okay, that's got to go this direction as well. I hope y'all like these blocks when I get them finished. I think they're super cool looking because I got a little creative with it. So what have you guys been working on? Tell me in the chat what you've been working on. Or have you just been chilling this week? Let's get this one over here. I'm going to take these to the iron and press them before I trim them down. There's no one talking in the chat. Does that mean everybody left? I guess so. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll press these and then I'll bring them back and we'll trim them down. And then we can start sewing them together. When will you get results back from your tests, Laura? All right, let's get these trimmed down. These facing up like this. Okay. Hey, Sean. Hope you had a good week. I'm trimming these down to, they have to be 3.5 inches. So like I said, I'm just taking very little off of them to get them down to that size. So it's basically about an eighth off at all four sides.
Okay. I made
Welcome
it back in. Everything's okay.
Okay, good.
I was a
Welcome
little worried because it was my brother who called me and I didn't accept the call because I just got on with you. But then his ex-wife called me, which she doesn't. And I
Uh-oh.
thought, okay, something's up here, and I don't like that. But I never did get in touch with her. So hopefully everything's okay. They're expecting a great grandbaby here in August, so there could be a chance that
The baby's
that's
being
coming
born.
along. Yeah, baby's on its way.
Okay.
Oh, but it scares you. I thought, what do
Yep.
I do? What do I do? How do I do this? I can't take call and be on.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I see Sean's joined and
Yep. Hey, Andy.
Linda.
Myra says, hey, can't
Myra?
participate today. Mom fell on our way to the ER. Didn't hurt her head, but right hip. Uh-oh. I hope everything works out okay, Myra.
Yeah, I hope she's okay.
Goodness, when it
Oh,
rains, it pours.
hope she didn't break her hip or anything.
Yeah.
That happened to my mom. Wow. We'll have to say a prayer for her mom and for Myra because it's stressful for them, the caregiver.
Yep.
Liz is in here.
Hi, Melissa. She
Oh,
is.
they're taking
Hi,
her by
Liz.
ambulance. Okay.
Oh, you had to call an ambulance?
Yeah, well, if her hips, if she hurt her hip, they probably couldn't, she may not be able to sit
Yeah.
where an ambulance, they can lay her and Myra probably could not get her up, if she fell and was on the floor.
Sissy, let me know how it goes if you're still here.
She said,
Okay.
thanks, bye. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna lay this back out again.
So Sean, you're in here. Hi.
Okay.
I feel like I'm so disconnected from everybody this last week.
Yeah,
for
I've
a week,
missed you.
it disconnects you.
Yeah. That it does.
Okay, Laura must be talking about her husband. Oh,
Hi, Linda.
or her.
Okay, now get this out here.
Oh man.
Okay, as you can see how this is starting to look now. Let's see, this one needs to be, this needs to be down like this one. Okay. Now all I gotta do is I'm just gonna start sewing also this to this, this to this, this to this, then press and then come back and add the other side and then we'll sew both lines and I'm making two of these. And I've already got the other one to the point where I have 3 strips. And so we'll be sewing both blocks with the 3 strips.
Hi Linda, how are you doing?
How you been doing, Linda? I got to figure out what I'm going to do about food tomorrow.
I'm just checking the chat again, going through what I might have missed.
I thought maybe something had gone on, the reason Myra hadn't shown up.
Oh, I didn't know if she was. Now, isn't that weird that I get the call and in the meantime, Myra's mother has a situation.
Yeah.
My brother, his isn't a dire situation, so at this point he was just giving me a medical update, but it was just odd that my sister-in-law had called too, so I said I was going to be on a live, text me or whatever. What do you see?
That? You see that? She says it seems like it rains, it pours, and I said that I wasn't even looking at the screen.
I know. I know.
That's crazy. This week has been.
Yeah, with Laura, it's going to take a while because if that medication has irritated your stomach, it takes a while to get that better so you can eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to heal.
Seems like it took them a long time to try to get all these tests done.
I know, and she suffered
I
so
really
much.
don't understand.
Let's see.
Hey, Joe.
Hi, Joe. How you doing? Yeah, Laura, I wouldn't push for the solids. Just stay on the liquids for a while because, and then you can go into more of the soft solids. Your stomach and all that has to heal. And that'll just irritate it again. That's why you can't hold it down. Well, I hope everyone else is having a good week and summer and getting a lot of things done. And tomorrow, Katie has her 12-hour live, right?
Yeah.
And it starts at noon and Eastern Standard Time. And
Yep.
we'll be done at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, 12 a.m. East. Yeah, 12
Oh,
p.m.
12
Eastern.
a.m. 12.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which will be 3 a.m. my time.
And you're going to have guests on?
Supposed to, but I don't know. We'll see.
I'll pop on with you.
I
if you
sent
don't
emails
mind.
out and I only got 2 answers. So,
Well, I planned on popping in. You know me.
yeah.
I need my fix. I gotta have my Katie fix and my quilty fix. So tomorrow is it.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I've missed you.
Yeah, I miss you too. I'll be sewing. I don't know, but I'll sew on some projects. I got some
I've been thinking
subscription
about what I
boxes that I haven't done. So
yeah, I've been thinking about what I want. I know that me and Sean was supposed to do the Stitch It challenge, and oh my God, you don't even want to get me started on that one, man. But at least I do actually have stitches over there, so I'll probably just use one of those. But because my Stitch It didn't get here, and
and
yeah.
you could even do break it up and do some of your crocheting for a while.
Well, I thought what I would do is I have if I have time enough tomorrow when I get up, I'm I might make a couple. I'm thinking about making a quilt sandwich for one thing, and maybe I can do a little quilting too, on the machine. I don't know, it depends if I'm on the mood.
Yeah.
If not, then I'll work on Tulip Pink or my Star Climber or both. Or
Pillowcases
my
are easy.
Magnolia. I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah.
have
Magnolia.
Magnolia,
Yeah.
Tulip Pink, and the Star Climber one. And what else do I have going on right now? Those are the main ones.
Did you see that I got the binding everything on the Magnolia?
I know you already beat me to it, and I ain't even got mine done yet.
I love that quilt. I really do. And I really love how the binding, it was so subtle, but it's just, with just the two colors, the background and other
Yeah.
focus fabric. It was pretty. It was fun to do. If anybody didn't do it, just try it. Go back and
It's
watch
not a
the
hard,
videos.
it's not hard.
No,
At least I don't think that it was hard. It's just repetitious. You have
yeah.
repetition, repetition, repetition.
Well,
You know,
once you know to stop on that one seam so that you can add it another piece later, then it's
oh,
you
maybe that.
got it. Then the one I need to really work on and finish is or work on is the charm one. I'm just trying to figure out. I have more blocks, the patches, the 4 patches, than I do uh the hourglass.
Do you got more charm squares?
I got more that I can do. I can take any. I got any. I can make more hourglasses. It's sort of like now the hourglasses. It's not. It's like it's the block that never ends. You know. If you think
Yeah.
you made enough, I think I made enough, and I
No, you
didn't.
didn't. I know I keep having to make more, but I'm
I
also, I still haven't come to an idea of how big I want mine to be. So there's that problem.
well, I think I did. I have enough to do 20 blocks, but I thought if
You
I
have 20
decided,
blocks? Wow, you've
yeah,
been moving along.
yeah, I thought if I didn't want, I mean, I don't have. I had the center parts, the 4 patches or 9 patches. I have that,
Yeah.
20 of them. But I thought, well, you know what? If I don't want to make any more, a lot more,
Yeah.
make it to where I could sew those up and give it as a blanket to a charity or a mission or something like that too.
You don't have no grand youngins?
I don't have what?
You don't have any grandkids?
Yeah, they're grown, but not no little one. Well, no, I have great grandsons, and I could do them. I could give that to them.
Yeah,
The
because they're
greats are
scrappy
young
enough
enough.
that, yeah, they're
Yeah,
scrappy enough and colorful enough. They should enjoy them.
the other ones have them, but they need to. The 2 oldest of my sons, they have current ones. They had some when they were kids, and now they have current ones. And but I need to get. It's just shipping them, I need to
Yeah.
get them to one to my son and younger son, and the other ones have them. So I figured, hey,
Been thinking about talking to you about a third quilt too, by the way.
a what?
A third quilt.
Really? Well, you
If
know
I,
what happens when you talk about it.
if I can find a backing for it, I still haven't found a backing for it.
Oh,
That's been the whole problem of not finishing it. I can't
can
find
you
it.
do your do you like any of your 45 with backing that do you have enough that you could put 2 pieces together on that, or put some back
Actually, I
quarters in
don't.
it?
Well, I don't want to do that because that quilt is like quilt top's really special, and I
Okay.
I gotta make it look special on the back too. I mean, I know I'm gonna put some piecing on the back of it, but not a lot. But I just don't know what I want to put on the back of it. Actually, is the problem. I guess I need to look around and start looking on websites and see if there's anything that, kind of speaks to me. Teresa, see
Teresa.
you.
Hi, ladies. I'm here. I made it. I had
Good.
to make Brandon a quick lunch, so well, I didn't have to, but I wanted to. So
So, how was your week?
it's been okay. Been all right. Oh, Brandon got some hearing aids.
Oh, I
Oh,
bet
well, that
you're happy
probably
about
made a big
that.
difference.
I am so happy.
No
I
more blasting of
it
the
is
TV.
It is so nice not to have to yell, you know,
I
or
remember,
raise my voice really high, you know, to talk
yeah,
to him. So, yeah.
I
And
remember
yeah,
when my dad got his and he's like, stop shouting. And we weren't shouting.
right. Oh, I know. Yeah, it was so funny yesterday. Hello, everybody in the chat. I don't have my chat up, so I can't see you, but I'm working on it. But I have to tell you this. It was so funny. He got up to go make his own little lunch, and he was opening up like bags of chips and this and that. And he goes, "My God, I can't believe how loud this is." You know?
He can turn the volume down on him a little one.
And then he kept saying, "Can you hear that? Can you hear that?" I'm like, "Yes, I can hear that." You know, he is still having problems with the TV volume. He says he still can't hear them very well. Or I mean he can hear it, but he can't understand them.
I think it's something to do with our TVs, actually.
Maybe it has too much bass.
Too
They
much
put,
bass.
I think
Yeah,
Oh,
it's too
but
much
put it
bass.
on more trouble. He might be able to.
well, now I don't know about that
Oh,
because
wait, is his highs or his lows? What was his problem? His high?
he cannot hear high notes.
So then he needs
So
more
Oh,
bass.
he needs more bass because if I talk in a lower voice, like, you know, I try,
Yeah,
he can hear me better.
oh, that's interesting.
yeah.
But if I talk like a girl, you know,
But you are a girl.
I know. Yes. Yes, I am.
Wait, he'll be talking about the birds he can hear and the
Yeah.
wildlife.
Yeah. Well, so far I haven't let him go outside with them because um, Susan said that her husband lost like 2 sets of hearing aids from going outside with them on and doing work and stuff like that. So,
Uh-oh. I don't remember my dad ever losing his. I think he had the same pair forever.
Yeah.
well,
Today they fit pretty good.
these aren't fitting him real well, so
Oh, well,
we need to
okay.
go in and have them adjusted. And
Sounds like it. Nora,
so,
please go away.
anyway, I just am very happy about that.
Good.
I wish he would have done it, you know, years ago, but he's so stubborn.
Nora has separation anxiety.
Yeah.
Because when I went to the store yesterday and today, you know, she thought she was just going to go diddy bopping out the door with me, but I can't take her with me and leave her tied up outside in the store because
No.
little kids will just, it would be a total disaster.
Yeah.
And so I could hear her howling at the road while I was waiting on the taxi.
Oh,
And when I came back, she was still howling.
Oh,
She, ever since Coda's been gone, man, she's been doing that. She really needs another dog friend. Hey, look who's here. Hey, Danny. I hope you had a good week. She
again,
says, I'm away on holiday, but wanted to stop in quick and say hi. Hello there. Yep.
enjoy yourself.
Yeah, because that's why we moved the piece of mind mending pieces to next weekend. It was supposed to be this weekend, but I'm glad it's not this weekend because
Yeah.
I already have Sean Sunday, but I don't know what we're gonna do about that either. I don't know. I may end up going live early and not getting a nap in between because it'll be that live's at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday morning. I'm going to be tired.
Yes, you are. You're gonna have food in there, yeah. Snack, water.
Yeah, I made sure I had plenty of Coke Zero for the weekend because at least I can get caffeine that way since I don't drink coffee.
Oh, okay.
I, I don't know if it really helps or not Because when I don't drink it, I don't really notice a darn difference. I've never been much of a, I don't know. I just don't think I drink for caffeine. I just don't think I drink for caffeine. I can tell you that my first husband liked buying, I don't remember what the name of those caffeine pills were, but he would buy them.
Oh,
And if I ever took one of them, I would have the shakes for hours with
yeah,
the,
I'd feel my heart palpitating.
yeah. And I'm like, nope, this is just as bad as taking Primatine pills. You know, Primatine asthma pills have epinephrine in them. And oh my God.
I know. Oh my goodness, those are bad.
It's like, and I bet that was why I stayed so thin as a kid, because that had me wired all the time.
What did you take?
I know, right?
Because my mother wasn't allowed to take me to the doctor.
Yeah, I took those quite often, and yeah, you feel like your hair is like,
Yeah, it's like,
all
and
tingling.
yeah, and it's the awfulest thing feeling.
Mhm.
It's not. That's probably why I could, I talked a lot at school because I was on that all the time. And then I went from talking to not talking at all because I kept getting, every time the teacher would send my report card home, she has good grades, but she talks too much. Then I would get a beating for it.
Yeah, I wonder if your teachers would have known what kind of trouble you'd got into if they would have
I don't know.
quit writing stuff like that.
They might have. I can tell you, when I was in the, trying to think what grade I was in. Want to say it was in the fourth grade, maybe, yeah, maybe fifth grade. We were out at recess, and the school we were at, the playground had a bunch of pine trees, and then off to the left was like this fence that was around us, I guess a sewer thing, and so there was tree vines growing up that fence, and me and the girls were taking pine straw and making like this thing, imaginary house around a tree, and we were playing house, and these boys from the middle school came over that were there, only the teacher didn't see them, and they grabbed a bunch of us girls and hauled us off behind the fence, and the teacher couldn't see us like 10 or 15 minutes later. Well, long enough that they didn't accomplish what they were about to do anyway. And she was blowing a whistle, and as soon as the boys heard it, they untied us and ran. And
That's terrible.
So when we went to the back to the, get our butts to the teacher was going to paddle me for not coming. And I'm like, no, you're not going to whip me for something I didn't, I had no control of, because she wouldn't believe what we were telling her. So I got hauled off to the principal's office, and I said, you know what? Call my dad. And because you're not going to lay a hand on me. And my dad did hit plenty of laying hands on me, but I knew that I wasn't going to get whipped that day with a paddle. And when my dad got up there and I told Dad what was going on, oh, it was bad. Not for me, but for the school.
No, I'm glad that your dad didn't decide, that he believed you. He probably was really.
He knew that I wouldn't do something like that because, and then you get dragged. What was so bad about the whole thing is you get dragged home and you get told about the birds and the bees. Because before then you didn't hear anything about it. And then it's like, really, this is gross.
But he wanted you to know for your protection too.
Yeah.
I wasn't even old enough to even be a woman yet.
Yeah. See, Mary G's in here.
Hi, Mary G.
Liz says hi
Mary.
to Teresa.
Hi, Mary.
Hey, Teresa, I have to tell you, I was able to get a glimpse of your live while my sister was here, and your horse is just coming out beautiful.
Oh,
It is.
thank you.
I
Thank you.
really like it. I couldn't stay on. I just did a lurking real quick, like maybe 5 minutes, but I thought it was
It look
beautiful.
weird to you. I hope I did this right, or I'm in trouble. No, I did it right. Okay. I was about to say that looks a little bit
Pretty,
strange.
Katie.
Wait till you see the other one. You're gonna be like, wow.
Juice.
So you're supposed to make two of them. So you know what I did?
How to make the creamer?
This is gonna be a surprise for everybody. What I did is I did reverse on the other one. So instead of having the background on the outside, the background is this ring right here. So it's going to be, here, I'll show you. Why not?
That's a pretty cool looking block.
Yeah. Now here's the block number 2.
Oh, cool. I like that too.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to sew both of them together. Hopefully they'll go together like they're supposed to, especially with this right here, you know. So all this is right here is a snowball. So and this is a Sherry McConnell pattern. And let me tell you what, you know how you heard me talking about what I was having trouble with some of these Moda patterns because of the way they were written, and they're just not,
Yeah.
they're just
A
painful.
fabric designer doesn't mean that they're a pattern designer either.
Yeah, you know,
But
well,
they try to, Moda's try to have them write
well,
patterns.
well, the Corey Yoder one is painful. I mean, I haven't even started that one because I'm still trying to figure out. I know I've been drawing on it, but I want you to look at this. There is so much business going on there.
That's pretty though.
So
You're trying to decide your colors, huh?
yeah, so I definitely am going to make sure that friendship star shows up.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about this part here that looks like an X. I may fix it so that it actually looks like an X, but not break it up where it's just, or what I mean is I'm going to break it up where it still has lots of color, because you know me, I'm not going to just,
Yeah.
I haven't figured out what color I want to make that one, the flying geese one, because that's the one I'm stuck on right now. I'm like, I don't know what color I want to make that. Maybe purple. So I'll figure it out. It'll talk to me at some point.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. You said it'll talk to you. I let quilts talk to me. Either,
Yeah.
if I don't know what to do at first, I say, hey, I may have to lay it down on the floor and look at it for a while and
Yeah.
take a peek and see, you know. Yeah.
Thank you, Mary
Sometimes-
Jean.
Yeah. Sometimes the fabrics do.
Yeah. I was I know one thing. You see this blue?
Yes.
I'll put it up to the camera later. When I was putting the two blocks together, I realized that because I used, you know, the blue on the as a background on this one here. When I was putting this one together, I'm like, uh-oh, I don't have enough I don't have enough quarter triangles, because I thought I cut enough and I didn't. And when I went to look at this fabric I was cutting on, I didn't have any left, because I'm working out of scraps. So went through my scraps and I found that I still had a little bit of this other right here. It's almost the same shade. It just has a different design on it. So I'll show it to you. I
It
think
looks like the
design
same.
works. Yeah, I think it works. It's the same shade as long as it's,
You ever
not,
find when you're doing your quarter square triangles,
do what now?
when you're doing your quarter square triangles, do you ever find that, um, you know, you're putting all the seams together and it's small, it could be smaller than what the block is supposed to finish at? I
Well,
just, or do you allow for that? Do you?
this particular block, no, because we had to trim down. She fixed those blocks where we had to trim down. But I have seen it where it's happened a couple times, and I've
Yeah.
gone back and thinking I did a measurement wrong or something. But I really was careful with these this time, so because I didn't want to waste half my life fixing a mistake,
Oh, Danny.
because I do enough of that already.
Yeah.
It would be all right if I made a mistake tomorrow on the 12-hour life because I have 12 hours to fix it, you know. But when I run a live to 5 hours long, it's like, oh,
Sometimes it's at the end or you don't see it.
yep, pretty much. And this is giving me a look. There's so many seams right here. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a pain in the butt. And someone else is going to be a pain in the butt in a minute. I wonder who that is.
It must be her time, huh?
Yep, she's over here looking at me for the third time trying to say, Mom.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
you hear that?
Yeah. It was funny that you, speaking of Nora, that mine got a pup cup, what they call a pup cup, for the first time, where you go to an ice cream place and they do like cream and then a little drizzle of peanut butter and a dog bone. And
Oh,
she's
wow.
never had one before.
No,
Oh man, she loved it. She came up to me doing her dog talk. Num 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 num.
Mama.
Yep, she wanted more.
Gimme. Stop. You want to be in a doghouse?
Yeah,
He's like, what doghouse?
I know.
Now she's dancing around like, maybe
I
if
know.
I
I saw her.
get
I could see her head jump up and down.
up. Sean says our doggos love pup cups.
Yeah.
Why is this being?
Well, they did one from the Dairy Queen, but I think it had ice cream in it, and I was worried. I didn't know how that would do her stomach, so we didn't let her have a lot of it. But the one that had the whipped cream in it, that was homemade whipped cream, she loved that, and it was smaller, so they didn't seem to upset her stomach.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll buy her cottage cheese.
Oh yeah.
Because you can feed that to dogs on a raw diet. But I'm always leery about doing it because,
Have you thought about freezing it? So
no.
Well, of course, doesn't get real hot. I thought maybe that'd be a treat for her where she could chew.
She would make a disaster, I think, of that.
Probably she'd have cottage cheese on her face. You got cheese on your face, girl.
Like, let's get it all over the floor, all over her face, and everywhere else. And you're not going to let this go, are you, Nora?
You
know what? Let me go take care of her real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Sean says his dog loves pups.
I don't know. I wouldn't give my dog anything with sugar in it.
That's why I was worried about the ice cream.
Yeah.
I told my husband, I says, no, we took it away from her, but he said that the whipped cream was like real whipped cream. Like, it was homemade. So I let her have that, but yeah,
Yeah.
sugar, I thought, oh, we're gonna have a disaster on our hands.
Yeah, and I just say that because I lived with two diabetic dogs, and you even have to be careful with, like, if you feed your dog kibble or dog treats, that they don't have added sugar in them.
Mm, yeah,
Because that's how they get the dogs
okay.
to like it, is dogs like sugar just as much as people do.
Wow.
So,
I'll have to, we're
you have to
pretty
be,
picky with what we give her,
yeah,
but, see, I would have probably never given her a pup cup,
yeah,
but
I wouldn't do that either.
yeah.
Unless it was like sugar-free peanut butter,
Yeah.
and
They had
unless I knew
something.
everything was sugar-free.
I think that one, second one was the sugar free.
About
There
giving dogs
was
sugar-free stuff.
something.
You never know what they stick in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even molasses, that's not good either. So
You're
I'm
gonna let
sorry,
them
I
have,
gotta take,
give them
I gotta
berries.
take, I
I
gotta
just had
take
to be
another
more
call.
careful because of our dogs being diabetic, but
I gotta take another call.
Berries.
okay.
I'm just gonna, I think I can just do stop camera. If
Are
I
you leaving?
mute, I should be able to use my phone, shouldn't I?
I don't know. Are you got to call again?
Yeah.
You're probably going to get knocked off.
Let me go off and I'll come back on.
Okay.
That would be the safest.
Yeah, because you'll probably get bumped off anyway. She is standing up for what she believes in. Who is? Mary G says, I don't know if Teresa is on chat yet. I made one of her project bags today, my fourth one.
Oh, wow. Awesome, Mary. Do you find it to be pretty easy to make? Well, you must not think it's too bad since you've made four, but
Yeah,
yeah,
pretty
I
much.
think once you get doing them, I think they're pretty easy.
Yeah, I haven't even tried to make a bag because I'm terrified of them.
And I like my bags because it has the, two pockets and one
Yeah.
vinyl pocket and one zipper pocket. So they're pretty nice for cross stitch, I think.
So does Fat Quarter Shop sell vinyl?
I don't know. I just got a clear kind of heavyweight shower curtain.
I don't even know if we can buy plastic shower curtains.
And that's what I use is
Because our
it's kind
shower,
of hard. It's hard to get the folds out of it, but um what I did is I took it outside when it's warm outside and I hung it up on the clothesline.
yeah, because
And
our
that
shower
helped.
curtain's not plastic.
Well, I guess it's not plastic, it's vinyl.
Yeah. Sean says he was talking about Nora. Yep. She got what she wanted. She's in there munching away. I can hear crunch, crunch, crunch on a bone.
Hey, Mary, have you tried the floss wallet yet? Those are really nice too.
Mary says, yes, it's very easy.
Oh, good. Good, good, good.
Now we're going to do this next one. Yeah, got to be careful. So what's everybody's plans for the weekend?
Well, it's supposed to cool off here a little bit. It'd be like in the 70s, which is awesome. And I want to go up and look at the huckleberries because I haven't been up there in a couple of weeks. And I saw somewhere on Facebook in a town not that far from me that the person was selling huckleberries for $75 a gallon.
Oh,
Yeah.
that they picked in nature?
Yeah.
You God.
70. I mean, they're usually pretty expensive. I think last year I saw them going for like $35, $45 a gallon. I mean, because it takes pretty much all day to pick a gallon of huckleberries because they're so little,
Yeah.
Unless you have they do have some tools you can use but those kind of damage the bushes, and I don't like doing that. But
I think there would be a revolt here in Greenland if people did that to crowberries
yeah,
because we can just walk to the lake and get them. People
right.
like, if you're going to charge that kind of money, screw that. I'll just go get them myself.
Yeah, and there's huckleberries all over the place here, but not everybody has the time to go out and pick them, so but $75, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's highway robbery, man.
I
It
think so.
did not take no $75 to pick them. It always amazes me how people price gouge things and think it's okay, you know?
I know, like when eggs went up, okay, so you used to be able to get farm eggs for $2 a dozen
Yep.
around here.
Same
Okay.
in Florida. Same thing.
But when the eggs went up in the grocery store and they were selling for like $8 a dozen, then
Yep.
the local people started raising their eggs to like 6.
That's just
And
greed.
yeah, I'm like, what the heck is up with that? So I refused to buy from anybody that was local after that, you
Yeah,
know.
because that's just
Um,
pure greed.
I had a private friend that I could still get my eggs for $2. But yeah, I think that's pretty crappy.
Yes, I agree. I totally agree with you on that one.
And they're still doing that. So if right now the eggs are $6 for a dozen eggs, which is outrageous.
Yeah, it is.
And the farm eggs are like $5, I think.
Yep.
So
I'm
I
beginning to think that people can't read.
can't read.
Yep.
Well, there are some people that can't read.
Because um, I posted, I asked for some help about something and I explained that all I wanted was a specific bit of information. And it was like, go watch this video, go watch that video. And all I wanted was for someone to give me one stupid measurement.
Oh,
They totally didn't read what I wrote.
right.
I know how to do the darn thing. I just need help with the math.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
And I told Nikolai, I'm like, is there something wrong with the way I write English? He's like, what do you mean? And I showed him. He's like, well, it looks to me like all you wanted was a measurement. That's all I wanted was a measurement. And he says, then what are they talking about? I said, exactly.
Some people like to just give more information than,
They didn't answer the question, Teresa. They just said,
oh,
go do this instead of just answering a dang question. I'm like, they say, come and ask for help. But when you go ask for help, you don't get help. You get, go see this video.
well, that reminds me of like being in school, I used to have a hard time with spelling words.
Mhm.
Well, not used to, I still do, but and the teacher used to tell me to go look it up, and I'm like, how am I supposed to look it up if I can't spell it? You know, you need to know how to spell it to look up a word. You know, sound it out. Well, my sounding it out is different. Uh-oh, what?
I'm sorry, Sherry. We'll all be sending our good thoughts and prayers your way.
Oh, what happened?
Brother-in-law passed away.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
We're so sorry. Sweetie, big hugs from all of us. Ouch.
Oh, that's sad.
Well, my trivial stuff doesn't matter right now.
Well, did you get the answer to your question?
No, I still don't know
No.
what to do.
No.
Maybe I'll hit you up and see what you say about it.
Okay.
Just sometimes I get stuck. And when I get stuck, I'm like, I can't see the solution. So sometimes asking
Right.
for help usually helps with that problem. But apparently, people don't like helping anymore.
Oh,
Or that's just the way it seems to me, is all I'm saying.
did you
And
put it on your Facebook?
yeah, it was I posted it on in a group,
Oh,
for their pattern, and I didn't get my answer.
well, I will try and help you.
Thank you. And I have a little bit of issue right here. Looks like I'm gonna have to take, uh-oh. This one needs to be adjusted a little bit. But now this one needs adjustment too. Wow. Just on one side though, on this one, but not on the other side. Okay. Let's fix these before I finish sewing them together, because they need to be fixed. Nora, stop. I already fed your mind. Go lay down. I think she knows that something's been up with me all week because she has been like over attentive. I've kind of been having a little bit of, mental health thing going on.
Yeah.
And I don't really want to talk about it because there's not no fix for it. It'll run its course and I'll feel better. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where several things happen over like a few days, and then after that you're just every little thing just really makes you irritated?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's how it's been for me this week.
When I get like that, I take some vitamin D
I'm wondering,
and
maybe I'm deficient in vitamin D. Maybe that's what's causing it. I don't know. All I know is it's like, stay away from people because I might get angry real fast.
yeah, definitely I take the vitamin D when I get like that.
Yeah.
And within like half hour, 45 minutes, I feel better.
She definitely knows because she's been up my behind.
So I would try that if I were you.
Okay, I'll see if
Uh,
I think I
and
might have.
then and I think you've been going out for walking or just going out and getting some fresh air. And
Yeah, I have a couple times this week. I actually, with all of that work I did Tuesday, I was fine. Uh, other than being tired, I was fine. But then I had, before I went to work, I was already, or on my way to work, I was upset because I couldn't get help to get to work. And when I got to work, my boss is like, okay, something's wrong with you. And she says, and I said, please don't ask me because you're going to get an earful if you do. She says, nope, I want to hear it. And she says, cut it loose. And I did. And then I started crying. And then she come over and she put her arms around me and gave me a hug.
Oh, good.
And then she says, now the next time you work, if you can't get a ride, call me. I'll come and get you. Because what it is I try to save all of my energy for the tours by not walking to work. Because I'm going to
Right.
get a lot of walking in doing the tours. And if I already exhaust myself, then I'll wear out sooner, you know?
Right.
So I was just like, why can't I get a taxi cab at 7:30 in the morning? You used to get a call and they're all there fighting over who's going to come, you know?
Right.
So I don't know what's going on. I asked one of them today when I saw one today and I asked him, I said, is there something going on? And he told me that they are having difficulties getting cars fixed, number one,
Mm.
and that some are not wanting to work early in the morning. So there's that. And I'm like, okay, so that's what's contributing to that little issue. But and the other thing is our post office is closing.
Your post office is closing?
Yes, it is.
Oh, no.
They are closing every post office in Greenland except for 3. And they're going to get moved inside the grocery store. As if, you know, my getting packages and mail isn't hard enough already. So on the 21st of July, if I get notified of mail, I'll be having to go to the grocery store to get it.
Huh.
And I asked Nuka, I said, what about if we want to ship something out? And she says, you know what? I don't have an answer for that. So what am I supposed to do with all that?
I don't know.
Denise, all I wanted was a measurement. That's what I asked for. And I'm not going to get that measurement watching a video. That was why I complained about it. How was your day today, Denise? You know what? Nikolai said something about that someone had messaged him that said that I didn't answer a messenger message. And I'm like, who are you talking about? He says, I don't know, but go look and see if there's some messages you didn't answer. Kind of find out there's been 3 quilters who messaged me on my Facebook, but because I have my Facebook set to private, so they couldn't see my profile. Well, they can see my profile, but they can't see anything else. So they just used Messenger to find it based on my name. And
Right.
so I never saw it because it went straight into spam. And so I went and looked, and sure enough, there was 3 quilters. Well, one of them is coming to our town on a cruise ship in September, and it'll be her second time to this town. And she's a
Huh.
quilter. So I've been talking to her for the past day or so. Hello there, Beverly Atkins. Hi.
Hi,
What
Beverly.
something else I missed look like? Um, Teresa, that is why Denise says that is why they taught us phonics so that we can learn to sound out a word and find it in the dictionary, encyclopedia, etc. I love spelling. We had spelling bees. Yeah, I was a good speller, but my oldest daughter wasn't. She struggled with spelling.
I could memorize it for the spelling test and I did pretty good, but after about a week, it was all gone. It just couldn't retain it. Although I will say when I worked like for a corporation and I used bigger words or, I had to write reports and all that kind of stuff, I did get a lot better at spelling. But I was always a lot better at math.
I was good at
Math was my thing.
math.
Math and art.
We definitely can tell that you're very artistic. Nora, what are you doing? Nora. I could hear her in there pacing.
Casey?
Pacing.
Yeah.
Like walking around,
Yeah,
clicking flop, for no reason. She must need to go OUT. I'll take you in a few minutes, okay? I'm just trying to fix this seam that's not.
She knows how to spell.
Can you hear her tail?
I heard her bark.
Yeah, that was her tail. So Nikolai called me earlier today and we're talking away and then he says, "Where's Nora?" "Oh, she's over here snoring on the bed." And so he starts calling her and about the third time she finally moved. It was funny. All right. I'll be right back, Teresa.
All righty. I'm going to go sit down for a minute. I'll read the chat. I'm just so tired. Okay, let's see what we have.
She's been doing something interesting. She's found her new spot that she does her business in, and she keeps revisiting that same spot. I find that interesting.
Hi, Pam. Hi, Andrea.
Hey,
Hi,
Andrea,
Denise.
welcome back. Oh, hi, Pam. I'll go check on her in just a second. I'm gonna rip this seam out real quick for this other one.
I'm going to sit down for a minute and
Okay.
finish my lunch.
What are you having for lunch?
Salmon
Yum.
made kind of like a tuna fish sandwich stuff,
I've
Salmon salad, I guess, with crackers.
That sounds tasty.
It is. And onions, got onions and stuff in it.
Make sure that other
Salmon, wild salmon from Alaska.
nice.
Yeah.
So is it sockeye?
I don't know. I'll have to look. But I cooked it like with in a creamy sauce
Uh-huh.
and with fettuccine, buttery fettuccine pasta
That sounds yummy.
and garlic and onions and stuff. And then the leftover salmon, which actually had quite a bit, I decided to just make it like you do a tuna fish sandwich. So
That sounds like a good plan.
yeah, and it tastes pretty darn good.
Sounds like it.
And I think salmon is probably better for you than tuna fish.
I don't know. I, I guess it would depend on, well, if yours is wild caught, it definitely is better than farm bred or farm raised.
Yeah. Well, it has more omega-3
Yep.
in it.
Come on. Stop messing around with mine. Come on, girl. Come on. Come on, girl.
Definitely has a different texture than tuna fish. So still good though. It's pretty tasty. Oh, I saw that too, Denise. The volcano erupting in Iceland. There's a volcano getting ready to erupt off of the coast of Oregon too, but they think that there won't be any damage to populated areas from that because it's quite a ways off the coast. Who else is here? Hi, Misty. I haven't seen Beverly in a while. Good to see you. Hope you're doing okay.
Okay, she's
So
done.
the other day I wanted to make something that would be really easy to just pop in the oven for like breakfast or lunch or whatever, you know. And my goal was to have something fairly healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Monday. So I'm like, oh, spring rolls. I'm going to make spring rolls. Because I had this great big head of cabbage. So it took me all day long because I had to keep going, I had to go rest. So I would do a little bit, you know, chop up the cabbage, chop up carrots, onions. Then I used pork. I didn't put any shrimp or anything like that in it. They turned out really tasty, but the recipe that I had said that you could bake them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried baking them, and it, in my opinion, it was terrible. Now, maybe in an air fryer, that might be good, but I don't have one of those. So I got my deep fryer out and cooked the rest of them up. And I just cooked them long enough to where the outside got brown and then pulled them out of the grease. But
Mm-hmm.
it still kind of leaves a, you know, it's still not as healthy as just baking them.
Yeah.
So that was a little disappointing. And maybe it was the wraps that I used. I was wondering if they're too old, maybe they're tougher.
I don't know. My
Yes.
friend from Thailand would be able to answer that question. She makes the best spring rolls I've ever seen.
And then I thought, well, maybe if I rolled the spring rolls out a little thinner, even though they are pretty thin already, but maybe if I could get them a little thinner, I don't know.
That's
Or
possible.
here was my other idea, just make the mixture, and then instead of wrapping it in a spring roll, when you want to eat it, just wrap it in a lettuce leaf.
That makes sense.
That'd be so like I could warm up the mixture and
Yep.
and then just put some on a lettuce leaf, roll it up, eat it that way.
That would be very keto.
Yeah, that would probably be a lot better. But I ended up making like 30 or so spring rolls.
Wow.
Yeah, I was pretty tired.
I'm going to get back on keto myself. Might feel better if I do.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's going to be a rough month because I've been off of it for a long while now. And getting back on it will definitely have some not feeling so good thing going on. I've been trying to empty my house out of anything that'll tempt me to eat. When Nikolai comes home, it's going to be like, honey.
Yeah. Is that where all you can eat is meat, or can you still have vegetables?
I can have vegetables. I mean, it's just things like no rice, no potatoes, no corn. Let's see what else. No potato chips, no anything with sugar in it. That's out. Real sugar or not real sugar. Anything that is what do you call it? Something sugar. Processed. It's not the word's not processed sugar. What the heck is it called? Anyway, when they take sugar cane and turn it into sugar, they do something to it. And there's like 720 variations of sugar. So you have to look at labels, and if there's any of, and there's a list of them, it tells what not to be. They can trigger insulin, and those are the ones that you want to avoid. That looks much better. And the first month of the last time I was on it, I didn't really have. I mean, for a couple weeks, I felt bad because they call it the keto flu, and mostly it's because your your body's having to readjust to not getting things like potatoes and rice and potato chips and all this junk stuff, all the processed stuff. And you're going
sugar, because
basic,
all that
yeah,
stuff has sugar in it.
yeah. But you can basically have there's some vegetables that are out and some that can, if you eat it in moderation, it's okay. Um, and I watched a live feed the other day of he's an actual doctor, and he was talking about keto and how because he's done a lot of medical research and stuff on the diet. They don't even call it a diet; it's a way of eating. And he was talking about processed food and how if you eat things that are if you do eat something that's high in carbs, if you eat a small amount of it and you're not eating it every darn day, then like once in a while, it's not going to cause issues. It may take you out of ketosis for a little bit, but you can get back into it. And I found that when I did eat something that might have jerked me out of it, and then I fasted the next day, I was back in it again. My biggest trouble was eating enough food, because when I had a nutritionist at the hospital working with me, and she told me I had to eat 2,300 calories every day, and I'm like, wait, what? Why? Because that's what the doctor wants you to do while you're on keto, because if you want to lose weight, we're going to do this correctly, because basically you're not eating enough food to begin with, and that's part of the problem.
Right.
And I've slipped into that same little vicious cycle. But you've heard me tell you I haven't eaten all day. Not today.
Right.
You've heard me say that on a live. I've gone the entire 18 hours and not eaten a darn thing. And
Yeah,
I do it a lot. I do it a lot, especially when Nikolai's gone. because I don't think about it. I mean, the day's gone before I realized, wait, I didn't eat today. Today I did eat lunch. You'll be proud of me. I had lunch today. So it's going to mean that I'll have to. So I bought meat today, and I got some more vegetables, and I like to make stir fries to go in my um vegetables. And I've created a couple recipes where, because you're supposed to have um I'll probably drop my intake of carbs down to like 50 grams to start with, not 20, and then I'll slowly reduce down to 20 grams per day while I'm doing that. But I've also, and you have to have a little bit of a higher fat content over protein. And I discovered some shortcuts, like if I, you can tell when you're not having enough fat during keto, when you're doing keto, because you find yourself hungry. And so things like butter, cream cheese, um, there is some there is you can eat macadamia nuts, but oh my god, have you seen the price of macadamia nuts? They are astronomical. So it's, since I can't really afford to buy macadamia nuts, I use an alternative of pecans, and just 5 or 6 pecans, and voila, you have, because pecans, walnuts, and macadamia are lower in carbs but higher in fat. That's why they always preach to people to lower your fat. You cannot have pecans or walnuts or macadamia nuts because they're high in fat. So when you're on keto, you're allowed to have that because
Well, it's got to be the right kind of fat too,
and with nuts, that is a natural fat
Right.
that's okay to eat, just like butter is. I've
Yeah.
completely gotten rid. We do not eat any, we don't use oils except olive oil, and we definitely don't use fake butter. We use actual butter, and I've been on that a long time now. I stopped buying all that processed crap.
Yeah, I haven't eaten margarine in over 30 years, I think. I
Yeah.
don't, I don't,
And I wish I'd have known better when I was younger, that while I was feeding me and my kids country crock, I was poisoning ourselves.
yeah, yeah. And when you look up the history on margarine, you
Mhm.
realize that it's a petroleum product. Pretty disgusting.
Gotten more, and I'm with olive oil. If I buy the extra virgin kind, I don't mind the taste of it. But if I just get that regular heavy kind, just not the virgin one, I can't stand the taste of it. And I've tried avocado oil. Yeah, that's even worse.
Oh, I've never tried that.
Yeah, I can't stand the taste of it. But I think it has a lot to do with my nose too, because it has a weird smell to it, which kind of ruins my appetite. So that's why I think that adds to the problem. But one thing good about it is you can eat almost any kind of meat, and you can, especially when it relates to things like salmon, and because salmon is another thing, a natural way to get fat is
Hmm.
eating salmon. But now they also say with salmon, you should not eat salmon more than twice a week though on keto, because it's that rich with fat, unless you're going to eat like a small amount.
Yeah, well, I just ate about 2 tablespoons. I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, you'll be fine. When we eat salmon, we eat a piece like this, huh, and about that
Oh,
thick.
I eat about maybe half of that
But this
salmon
but
steak.
when
Brandon, on the other hand, he'd eat a whole piece, but
yeah, this time though, when we go salmon fishing, I'm going to make sure that we can cut the sizes down in the packaging, because Torben tends to just put the whole thing in a bag and then he freezes it and then drops it off at the house. And then I can't break it down without throwing the whole thing out, and I'm not going to refreeze fish. So,
Robin wrote the word in the chat that I think it's the word for processing sugar.
xylophone, yeah. Sugar is, as far as I'm concerned, I believe that, and you might have noticed the same thing. You remember in the 70s and yes, 70s and early 80s, most people, you had some people that were heavy, but not very many. And then when the FDA changed the food tree where it was saying you need to eat more carbs and you need to eat more this and that and no fat, people got fat.
People got fat.
They did. And
well,
when I
feeding people like you do cows.
Yeah. And so when I was watching, I was going somewhere about this doctor. The doctor was talking about carbs, things like wheat and corn and bread and all cereals that you feed your children.
Yeah.
That is the biggest train wreck. And that's what's causing obesity is because I started looking at labels while I was doing keto in the store, and every label I looked at had some form of sugar in it. And you don't even realize you're eating sugar, and it's because they reduced fat because that's what the FDA wanted. And so they had to find a way to get people to eat this food that used to have fat, which made it taste good. So when they took the fat out of it, what did they do? They stuck sugar in it so people would eat it because it tasted good that way. And I could go on a whole rant about that.
That's why it's just better to eat as natural as you can. I mean,
Yeah.
there are good flours out there, that you can make bread with and stuff, and but nowadays, but used to be not.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is I didn't have trouble giving up bread because I don't eat a lot of bread over here. Now, if I was in the United States doing keto, I definitely would be missing my honey wheat bread. But over here, there's just not that kind of bread over here, so I really don't eat much bread at all. Once in a blue moon do I eat it. So being restricted from it didn't bother me. What bothered me was when I first started keto, one of the hardest things was coming off sugar Coke. Because I was drinking regular Coke at the time, and that was a real struggle. But now I haven't touched a sugar Coke in a really, really long time.
Oh yeah, I think it's been about 3 months at least since I've had a soda pop of any
Now I
kind.
drink Coke Zero. That doesn't have sugar in it, but it does have other things in it that probably are bad for me. But I tried. I tested my insulin because I have a thing that I can test and see what my insulin looks like when I drink Coke Zero versus Crystal Light. Guess what? Guess which one triggers my insulin?
Probably Crystal Light.
It does. Even though it doesn't have sugar in it, it has something else in it. Whatever's in it triggers it. And I think that's interesting. So all that time when I was drinking Crystal Light, it's like, oh, that's why. And
I
orange, I
drink.
love oranges, but oranges are like A1 number one. Oh, that's the other thing on keto. You can't have apples, oranges, bananas, nectarine, any of that, but you can have any berry within moderation.
What didn't you say you could have melons too?
No, melons are off also. Only berries. But the doctor, that doctor I was talking about that I was watching, but he did say that if you went out and picked an orange off a tree while you're doing keto, you're not going to harm yourself. The idea is for you to stop eating so much of something because like oranges are high in sugar themselves, even though it's a natural sugar. And so people tend to eat more than one orange at a time. And I can verify I've eaten more than one. Sometimes I can eat 3 of them in a row because they taste so good.
I haven't eaten an orange in probably maybe 3 years.
Well, we haven't had good oranges since the pandemic started.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
haven't
the
long
orange
time.
juice, acid in the orange juice hurts my stomach. So
Yeah, I had that trouble in the States with orange juice. It would just tear me up. But I could eat an orange and not have trouble. So I gotten where I'll eat a little bit of berries, but just every now and then I'll eat a berry, but I really don't. Sometimes my biggest gripe is I love tomatoes and I can't get my hands on them half the time. And tomatoes is one of those things where it's like on the borderline of yes, no for keto.
yeah. The keto diet sounds like the caveman diet.
It's a lot like it's almost, you can't call it carnivore because you're eating vegetables too. But this doctor that I watched for 2 hours talking, he also said that any human being could survive just off a carnivore diet. They don't need all those vegetables that everybody preaches about you need for health. I
Well,
guess he's
you
he's
think about if you think about primates who are cousins, right?
yeah.
They eat a lot of leafy greens. They eat whatever fruit there is in the jungle there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they eat seeds.
Yep.
They they eat bugs, and
Mm.
some monkeys eat meat.
Yeah, they do. They eat other monkeys.
Yeah. So so that diet kind of sounds like what you would have eaten in primitive times.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the same discussion y'all heard me talk about with my dog. She's on a raw diet because I don't want to feed her kibble that was never meant to be for dogs to start with. Dogs weren't meant to eat like that. They were meant to eat like their ancestors.
Yeah.
Where did I do with my little? Well, I guess I need to make a new leader.
Oh, I know. When I was growing up, I my mom and dad never fed our dogs dry dog food. They got whatever came from the kitchen.
Yeah, here in Greenland, the sledge dogs up north, they're fed more from what the hunters bring home than anything. Unless there was a community way up north that because there was no ice, so they couldn't get out and hunt, and the government had to uh, fly some stuff in there, and that meant feeding the dogs kibble, which the farmers or the hunters were having a fit about because they're like, we don't feed our dogs this crap. And those
But
dogs can,
I guess it's better than nothing. It's better than the dog starving to death.
yep, because some of them were talking about that if things didn't get better, they were going to have to put half their dogs down, and that's sad. there's already a decline in the population of the sledge dogs here as it is because of ice problems. Ooh, this star is gonna look pretty. Look, y'all. When did the camera go down?
Oh, I don't know.
Which is annoying. Misty says she also makes her dogs food. I think more and more people are starting to do that because there's, because you're seeing so many dogs. Well, you just said your dog has diabetes.
I had two that did, but our current dogs don't.
Okay, so past dogs.
Yeah, past dogs.
Oh, when I was growing up, I don't remember ever hearing about dogs having those kinds of diseases or cancer or all the other things they now have. They're just as sick as human beings, I think, when it comes to the stuff we eat. All right. Hang on a minute, you guys. I'm going to try to get my camera back so I can show you this block. And while I'm waiting on the camera to come back up, I'm going to press the first one. And then all I got to do is sew the second one together in a minute. But this definitely looks better what I did to it. It still looks off on one spot, but it's just going to have to stay like that. Watch your ears. Okay, got it muted before it made a noise. See, Coda couldn't eat kibble, even the high-ended kibble, because there was something in the ingredients that he was allergic to. And that's why I ended up putting my dogs on raw diet, because it didn't matter what kind of pre-made dog food I bought him, it would still do the same thing to him. And I think that's probably why he passed so soon. He was 10 and a half. He was almost 11. But I think it had something to do with having something in that food before I switched into raw, Hey, Laura Lynne.
Hi, Laura Lynne.
Hey, wait till you see this block, Teresa. I think it's going to look good. Ouch. I still might mess with that, but not tonight. But let's see if you guys can see what I'm talking about. See if you see what I see. And if you don't see it, then that means it's not that terribly bad. Okay, here's this block.
Nice.
So not cool looking block, huh?
Yeah, pretty cool.
Hey, Donnelly, welcome, welcome. Thank you. Yes. Laura Lynn says, thumbs up, chatters. It really does help the channel. Yes, it does. Thank you, Laura Lynn. It was I'm sure Donnelly knows this too. It was the same. It's the same thing with horses. I had one horse that I had to make sure that whatever I bought him didn't have a bunch of molasses in it. My racing horse. because he would get a stomach ache from it. Thank you, Beverly. Laura Lynn says it looks great. See, it's this spot right here that I'm talking about. Right here. Can you see that?
No.
Hang on, let me put it really close to the camera where you can see it. See it?
Oh yeah, I see it now, but you have to
Yeah.
get really close to see it, so it doesn't count.
Yeah. It's like, do I mess with it or do I leave it alone?
If it bothers you, fix it. If you can live with it, then
This one's going to be pretty cool too when it's finished. Laura Lynn says, poof, that's nothing. I'd leave it. Yeah, see, Donnelly says exactly. I make a living working thoroughbreds. I have to check feed quality always. Yes. And I learned a lot of shortcuts. Like during the winter months, horses, when it gets really, really cold, when you have below freezing temperatures, horses tend not to drink enough. And so a lot of times they will colic because they're not drinking enough and they're being fed grain. And I learned shortcuts like buying a bag of beet pulp and turning it into a warm bran mash. And that's what I would feed them instead of feeding grain because um, it was much better for them because you could put the fluid in there and they like beet pulp to begin with. And you made it just enough where it's warm enough to go when it was going in that they would just munch on it, for a couple hours. And that way you were getting fluids in them at the same time. Because a lot of times they don't want to drink because the water's too cold. Even when you heat it, it's still sometimes not enough.
hmm.
Because the little heaters can barely keep up with when you have 18 or 15 or 16 degrees Fahrenheit weather in North Florida. Basically your tank is going to freeze anyway. And I was out there like every 3 hours breaking the ice on top of it. Yep,
Okay.
I'm almost there for this one. Even with dogs, you have to read the labels. Yep, that's why I just feed my dog raw. I mean, Coda's been gone almost a year, and I still don't feel like I want to put her on kibble, but I'm afraid to after her being on, because she has been on a raw diet since I've had her, which means she'll turn 7 in December, and and I got her at 20 months, not 20 months, 20 weeks old. So she's been eating raw all this time.
Yeah, I wouldn't change her.
Her kibble would probably be a bad idea.
Yeah.
And she's healthy other than she looks a little bit fat. And I'm not overfeeding her. She just kind of, you know,
Doesn't get enough exercise.
probably not because this past winter we didn't go out much. There was too much ice on the ground, not snow, ice. And I don't like falling down on ice at all.
No.
Not my favorite thing. Because it always messes up my back.
Get her a little treadmill.
Yeah, we both need a treadmill. She does enjoy going out walking though. She loves it. She's Starting to look like a mature dog for sure. Okay, let's see if my handiwork of fixing those two seams no, I didn't have to fix a seam on that. Yes, I did. I already did that. That one looks, look at here. It's so great. Oh, wait till you see this one, Teresa. And then we'll have to ask everybody which one they like better, the lighter colored one or the darker one. Ow, the iron's hot. Okay. He's laid down like you're supposed to. Okay, here's number 2. And then I'll put them side by side on the big screen in a minute. There's number 2.
Very nice. I like them both.
Yep. So I'll show them side by side, you guys. So you can see the how I turn the hourglass is different. Because basically I used the same color in the middle, but then I swapped the background and made it for the inner ring on this one and the darker on the outside. And on this one, it's got the darker on the inside with the background on the outside. So what do y'all think?
Yeah, like it. Looks
I
good.
like it. I think it looks good.
It does.
Laura Lynn says, I can't choose. I really like them both.
Yeah, me too.
So there you have it. 2 finished blocks. So this is Moda Blockheads, block number 8. And this one is by, I don't know why I always have trouble remembering her name, Sherry McConnell. And this is called Sandcastle. Thank you, Beverly. Donnelly says place. So I'm going to put it on. Let me see if I can get both of them on my big design board. So you can look at them for a few minutes. So these finished at 9.5, I think. I think that's what it said it was supposed to finish at. Yeah, 9.5. Now I haven't measured it, but I'm sure the measurement's correct. Got a lot of loose threads everywhere. Okay, here you go. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da.
Nice. Yeah, I like. It's good.
Denise says she likes the white background most. Beverly says both are beautiful. And Donnelly says now they have to put it into nature. Florida is way too big to even try to recapture. Oh, talking about gators. So if you see one, can you animal control or are they just considered part of nature like gators? What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Wait a minute. We had a major hurricane in Florida and wiped out a major zoo here. And with only 25% of all animals we were caught left out. Yeah, it depends on what it is. Florida will leave some of it alone if it's not doing bad things. The monkeys in Silver Springs were brought for Tarzan movie. So Florida is like this, how do I put this? people have this really bad habit of thinking that they can just, and this is why California has laws about this kind of thing. Um, so you got people that go to another country. I'm trying to think where the kudzu came from. I think Africa or someplace. And they're like, these trees will grow really fast and we can cover lots of land with it. But what they didn't know when they planted the first kudzu is they multiply exponentially. And as they multiply exponentially, they suck up every drop of water they touch. And they can cover acres of land within a year. And the only way to get rid of them is to cut them down and then burn the roots. If you don't burn the root, they come back. And so for the last 30 years, Florida's been trying to get rid of all of them because they literally will, when, you have marsh areas and native, like the swamp down south where the alligators are all at, that would take over all of that if they let it happen. And they would be nothing, no water, no nothing.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of plants that they've done that with, like that they brought in. Dandelions are one. Those didn't used to be in America. And the settlers brought those in. And
dandelions is the interesting thing. I don't much like having them in my gardens and stuff, but I've been doing a bit of studying here in Greenland with the ones we have here. When you go out to nature, like walk out to the lake, and once you reach a certain distance away from people, you will not find one dandelion anywhere. If you go out to nature by boat, there's not one dandelion there either. It's only wherever human beings are at. And dandelions, I think, are nature's way of cleaning up. As much as we all dislike them, they have a purpose actually, because they fix nitrogen in the soil and they fix what's wrong with the soil. And once the soil's fixed, you don't see them anymore. They like disappear. And we had out between our house and the neighbor, there's this sewer system that runs up underneath the ground. And I think it was in I want to say during the pandemic, maybe 2020, during the middle of winter when everything had snow on the ground, I noticed there was an area behind our house that the snow kept melting. And then as soon as it got, the temperature dropped below a hard freeze temperature, some areas were freezing, but there was water running across the top of it. And I told Nikolai about it. He says, well, that doesn't sound good. Have you said anything about it? I said, no, what do I do? We'll go up to the technic department and tell them what you're seeing and take a picture with you. So I did. They came down here and come to find out that the sewer was backed up because of somebody flushed something down their toilet in the apartment across the road, and it had stopped up the sewer line, and all of that was backing up out onto the ground. And so after they fixed it and got it all cleaned up, there's still going to be a remnant of that stuff in the soil. You should have seen there was hundreds of dandelions for 3 years in a row. And I'm not exaggerating. Just up and down that spot right there. They just appeared all at once suddenly. Now you only see like 10 or 15 of them at the most. So whatever, they literally have took care of that stuff. So that's their purpose. And that's why you can't get rid of them in where humans grow in gardens and farming or anything else, because it's a human thing. And they're good for bees. Hey, Melanie, my friend is here. Teresa, you know how I've talked about someone that lives in Syracuse? My friend's here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she's right here in the channel. She says Italians eat dandelion greens, And they also are the first food for bees here in central New York.
Yeah.
Yep. And I noticed that the bees we have here in Greenland like them too. We actually have Greenland bees here.
The other, they brought in a grass that it's called cheat grass. And back in the day, they brought that in because it grows really early spring, right after winter. So right into spring, it's like one of the first grasses that come up. But after that, it just dies and it gets this terrible grass head on it that will get in your dog's ears or,
Wow.
terrible grass. And now it's just, they'll never get rid of it. Idaho is just covered with cheatgrass.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's covered.
Hey,
And
you
part of
want
Oregon, it's everywhere. It's terrible.
yeah. Do you want to
And
share your course?
another plant was white top. And white top is a flower. It's from Europe. And it's not another one of those that gardeners brought in.
Mm-hmm.
And now, and it doesn't do like dandelions. It destroys
Yeah. Yeah.
the dirt, But what is that? There was a tree, I think might be the tree that you were talking about down in California that they brought them in. And from Australia, or they're
Yeah,
supposed
that
to be really,
kudzu, I can't remember if kudzu comes from Australia or if it comes from Africa. It comes from somewhere and it is just crazy.
yeah, and then there's another tree, they did that, used it around here, around fence lines and stuff. It was, something olive. I can't remember. And then they found out the same thing. It just, destroys the environment and stuff. So, yeah, I think they need to be more careful about bringing things to different countries that isn't native,
Yeah.
And like starlings. Starlings aren't native to America. And they brought those over from Europe too.
Human beings do the dumbest things, I think.
And rats,
Yeah.
cats.
Do you want to show your horse? Because I'm going to shut the live down in a minute.
I mean, the list just goes on and on and on.
Yep. So I'm gonna cut my live short tonight because I have a long time tomorrow. But let me spotlight Teresa so you can see how her horse is coming along. Where's the spotlight at? Now where is the spotlight? What the heck?
I don't know.
Whoa.
It's getting
Oh,
hot upstairs too. Oh,
wow, it's really coming along.
yes.
Making progress. That is fantastic.
Come along.
Wow, Teresa. Um, the message I got from you earlier, that was about tomorrow, right?
No, that was about today.
Oh, okay. All right. So, I know I sent you an email yesterday about tomorrow, so it's an open door kind of thing.
Okay.
Come when you want to, stay as long as you want to. I'm not asking anyone to stay the whole 12 hours. If you want to stay the whole 12 hours, that's fine, but no, I'm not asking anyone to do that. And there'll probably be a couple people that does because they've done it before. But I just wanted the creators to come in and talk about their channel and show whatever they wanted to say, and that was my way of paying it forward. That's mainly what I wanted as far as hopping on the Zoom.
Okay.
And if you want to stay so a while, do that too. I'm definitely going to be trying to find all kinds of things to work. I think I should work on my Phoenix and my Tulip Pink. Those are the two things I think I should work on. And maybe Star Climber.
Sounds good.
Yeah. That'll keep me busy. And if that's not enough, then I'll make a quilt sandwich out of these quilts that Nikolai and I did and start on one of them.
Oh, that's a good idea
And I'll
too.
go to his and press his before I do anything with his. Um, Melanie, are you still there? I want to, if you are, let me know because I'll show you what me and Nikolai did as a challenge. And then I'm going to knock off. Been in Florida since 74. You're exactly right. You know, I moved when I would my parents moved us to Florida in 1967. I was 5 years old. Hang on, let me show you what Nikolai made. So we had a sewing challenge and we took a jelly roll. And I know you don't know what that is. A jelly roll is a roll of 2.5-inch strips. Hang on, I'll show you what it looks like. So this is a jelly roll, and it usually has like, oh, I need to unspotlight you. Sorry. So it comes in a roll like this. It has 42 strips that are 2.5 inches wide by width of fabric. So what we did is we split, not this one, we split a different one in half, and he took half and I took half, and we had a challenge to sew it together, and he sewed on a little Singer sewing machine. I offered my machine. He's like, nope, just give me the little one. And so let me show you his first. This is his. And you'll laugh when you see what's on it. This is his. So we're going to make picnic quilts out of them. And then this is mine. This is mine.
Yeah, nice.
So I just need to press his and get it all straight and flat. And I found he must have been playing thread chicken because I found an opening back here. And so I'm going to have to sew that for him. Let me see if I can find it. And I'm pretty sure it's because he ran out of thread and he didn't realize he had. Yeah, see right here.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was thread chicken. And he probably didn't even realize it, or either he got too close to the edge, one of the two. But I can fix this and then press everything and then it'll be ready to go. It looks like he played thread chicken. So
He did good. He did good though.
yeah, he did, and it was hilarious because he's like, I'm going to do this my way, and he did it his way. So it was a lot of fun. Okay, everyone, tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll go from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. It's open door. You can come and go as you want because I know there's other people doing lives and y'all are going to want to go watch theirs too. So come and go or leave mine running in the background and go to theirs. I don't care. Whatever makes all of y'all happy. And Sean and I will be sewing together sometime tomorrow, but I don't know the exact time. And also, Eric was supposed to come sew with me a little while tomorrow, but I'm not sure what's going to come of that since he's sewing with Tiffany tomorrow. So I won't know until he makes an appearance. If he doesn't make an appearance, then that means they spent a long time working on the butterfly. And the interesting thing is I actually have that pattern. I just kind of don't know where it's at right this minute. So anyway, thank you for coming tonight. Thank you, Teresa.
Yeah,
I appreciate
you're
it.
welcome.
And I hope to see you
Thanks for
tomorrow.
having me.
Bring that pony with you. Did you
Will
find
do.
a border for your quilt yet? Or are you gonna?
Huh?
Have you found a border for that quilt top?
I'm gonna use that light blue one.
That light blue works. Okay.
Yeah.
So you
Yep.
know, work on that tomorrow too.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, Remember to live, laugh, love, and dream. And what do you do with all that? You create something. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, and thank you. All right, let me shut this off. Uh-oh. Here we go. Okay, that's